So, fun Latin fact. The first part of today's gospel reading is often referred to as the Beatitudes, because in Latin, the first line of each verse reads Beati, which in English is most often translated as blessed are. Don't you feel blessed to get so many fun Latin facts from me? So I hope that most of us have at least a decent understanding of the meaning of the word blessed, if only because so many of us say it so instinctively when we hear someone sneeze. We say bless you automatically without even looking up. But I dragged out my whole BDAG, which weighs 5.5 pounds, so please humor me anyway. Our Bible translates the Greek word makarios as blessed are. And for the record, I would not argue with that translation. But what do we mean when we say that someone is blessed? To say makarios, blessed are, is to say that they are especially favored. Greek-speaking Gentiles would have used the word to mean something like fortune smiles on them. Greek-speaking Jews would have meant something a bit more like people who are the recipients of special grace, or people who stand in a very close relationship to the divine. To be blessed is to be loved by God. Of course, not to get ahead of myself, but God loves everybody, all individuals, all peoples, no exceptions. Yes, even insert name here. We can all insert name here. I don't understand how, but God does love everybody. And really, that's God in a nutshell. God is love, and to be the recipient of that love is to be blessed. Our gospel reading this morning comes to us from the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verses 1 through 12, as translated in the New Revised Standard Version. Hear now the word of the Lord. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Some of the sayings of Jesus have become so familiar to those of us who've spent a lot of time in churches that it can be hard to hear something new from them. So today I wanted to share some different phrasings of these verses. Hear again the word of the Lord, as read first in the translation of the King James Bible, second as read in the First Nations version of the Bible, a modern transcreation of the Bible with phrasing familiar to the oral storytelling traditions of more than 25 tribes of indigenous people from North America, which was published in 2021. Third, as read in The Message, another modern transcreation of the Bible as written by the late Eugene Peterson and published in 2002. And finally, as read in my own loose translation of the Greek from last night. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Creator's blessing rests on the poor, the ones with broken spirits. The good road from above is theirs to walk. You're blessed when you're at the end of your rope. With less of you, there is more of God and his rule. God loves those whose souls are achingly lonely. May they find a place in the kingdom of heaven, even if they don't find one here. Blessed are they that mourn, for they will be comforted. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who walk a trail of tears, for he will wipe the tears from their eyes and comfort them. You're blessed when you feel you've lost what is most dear to you. Only then can you be embraced by the one most dear to you. God loves those who mourn. May their hearts always be so full of love, even though it hurts sometimes. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who walk softly and in a humble manner. The earth, land, and sky will welcome them and will always be their home. You're blessed when you're content with just who you are, no more, no less. That's the moment you find yourselves proud owners of everything that can't be bought. God loves those who become angry on the right grounds against the right person. May they have their own place to live in love and justice. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who hunger and thirst for wrongs to be made right again. They will eat and drink until they are full. You're blessed when you've worked up a good appetite for God. He's food and drink and the best meal you'll ever eat. God loves those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. May they be satisfied, and may they feast at a table so long and so full that it stretches into eternity. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who are merciful and kind to others. Their kindness will find its way back to them, full circle. You're blessed when you care. At the moment of being careful, you find yourselves cared for. God loves those who are merciful. May they show the world that change and mercy are possible. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Creator's blessing rests on the pure of heart. They are the ones who will see the Great Spirit. You're blessed when you get your inside world, your mind and heart put right. Then you can see God in the outside world. God loves those who are in right relationship with God. May they know God's presence. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who make peace. It will be said of them, they are the children of the Great Spirit. You're blessed when you can show people how to cooperate instead of compete or fight. That's when you discover who you really are and discover your place in God's family. God loves those who make peace out of chaos, violence, and dissent. May they see all children of God as their own siblings. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Creator's blessing rests on the ones who are hunted down and mistreated for doing what is right, for they are walking the good road from above. You're blessed when your commitment to God provokes persecution. The persecution drives you even deeper into God's kingdom. God loves those who are persecuted for doing what is right. May they never be alone in walking that path. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Others will lie about you, speak against you, and look down on you with scorn and contempt, all because you walk the road with me. This is a sign that Creator's blessing is resting upon you. So let your hearts be glad and jump for joy, for you will be honored in the spirit world above. You are like the prophets of old, who were treated in the same way by your ancestors. Not only that, count yourselves blessed every time people put you down or throw you out or speak lies about you to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort, and they are uncomfortable. You can be glad when that happens. Give a cheer even, for though they don't like it, I do. And all heaven applauds. And know that you are in good company. My prophets and witnesses have always gotten into this kind of trouble. God loves you, even when people revile and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on God's account. No matter how bleak and desperate the world feels, hold fast to God's promise, for your reward is great in heaven. There have always been people who have been willing to hurt others for their own gain, and that has always been wrong. If you speak up against injustice, you stand in a long line of prophets. It isn't always easy, but it is always right. Blessed are ye. Creator's blessing rests on you. You're blessed. God loves you.